All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. That's all praises to who the world entering calls God and Jesus Christ, whose true names in the Hebrew is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father and Yahushai for the beloved Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the whole for like preaching his word in truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah in Great Millstone, Arizona. Can't well with another video to edify. And I wanted to get into this video real quick. This is going to be a quick hit. I'm trying not to make this too long. I gotta get back to slave ship, and but this is Job 20, Job 20 and 11. It says, his bones, are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. And really, when you think about bone structure, right? Bone structure is your support system. Without it, what organs would collapse on top of each other. If your bones are weak, what your muscle structure gets weak, right? So really, the bones are the foundation of who you are, of your entire body, basically. So with Esau, a so-called white man, his bones being filled with the sins of his youth. What were the sins of his youth, right? When you go into every single enterprise this devil's gotten into, it's all been centered around him getting that money, getting that acclaim, getting that substance through what? Rape, robbery, and murder. This is John chapter 10. John chapter 10 and 10. It says, the thief cometh not but to steal, to kill, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that you may have life, that you might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. So the thief, who's the thief? Who's the thief and the robber in the earth? The so-called white man. He's gotten everything that he does, through the sword. When you go back to his blessing, it tells you that. This is back in Genesis, not Genesis, it is Genesis 27. And it says, Genesis 27 and 38, it says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father blessed me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, meaning the abundance that comes out of the earth, shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, right? And by thy sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau has dominion on the earth, and he's broken the yoke that was put on his neck from Israel, right? So what is he doing now? He's living by the sword. So everything he's gotten since since his youth has been gotten by rape, robbery, and murder. And this is why his bones, his foundation, is full of the sins of his youth, right? So this is Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk 2. Now, when you really go into it, man, it goes deep. Let me pull up something. So this is one of those instances, right? Now, when you look up the history on the Amazon rubber boom, what they were doing was they found out certain materials in the Amazon, right, were made rubber more sturdy and firmer, but still keeping that supple nature to it. And they were sitting there forcing people into slavery in that time, right? They were forcing the natural inhabitants down in those areas into slavery to harvest and mine that certain volcanic material, I believe it was, to be able to make those stronger tires. Now, this is exactly how you got Goodyear and Michelin to get on the map, right? Now, you see something like that. Now, when you go to the banking system, they're all tied to slavery. When you go into the insurance system, all tied to slavery. These are the sins of this devil's youth, right? So now Habakkuk 2. I don't want to take this long. Habakkuk 2 and 12. It says I started 10. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. And this is what Esau has done. He's gone through every nation, raped, robbed, and pillaged. Right? When you go to the book, I believe that's in the book of Obadiah, it tells you he has death in hell and cannot be satisfied. Right? This is how this devil does. He goes through every country, rapes, robs, and pillages, takes everything from the people, and now what? This has been made it so that he's consulted shame to his house, because at the end of the days, all at the end of days, all his wickedness is being revealed. Because what? It says the son of perdition, that man in sin shall be revealed. It says verse 11, it says, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer. It says, you see, so basically the entire foundation structure of a house is sitting there saying, hey, you a nigga. That's exactly what's happening. It says, woe to him that builded a town with blood and established a city with iniquity. And this is exactly how America was founded, was through iniquity. When this devil got onto the scene, the so-called white man, what was the first thing he did when he came to the Americas? He raped, robbed, and pillaged the so-called Latinos and Native American Indians. He did this into an entire nation, so much so that at one point, he almost wiped out all the so-called Native Americans and Latinos in the area. This is exactly how Esau gets down, right? And the Lord has a judgment for this. So I'm gonna jump down. It says, verse 16. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory, right? So here it is. He has the strongest nation in the world. You think people at the end of days, no matter what time it is, they praise this devil. But look, he's getting shame for his glory. Every nation's pointing out his hypocrisy, right? It says, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered, meaning that thy nakedness, your uncleanness, right? It says, the cup of Yahweh's right hand should be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And that's what's happening, right? The Lord is starting to turn that cup on these devils, the so-called white men, and he's starting to catch out that only Jake caught. You know, he's in the hot fire pit right now. You know, Jake has been removed out of the fire pit, right? And now Esau's being placed in his stead, right? There's Isaiah 10 and 13. It says, Start 12, it says, wherefore it shall come to pass that when Yahweh had performed his whole work upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, meaning the children of Israel, I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria in the glory of his high looks. When you go into Assyria, the scriptures tell you the Syrian has been the rod of my anger, right? The scriptures also tell you the wicked is the rod of the Lord's anger. So the Assyrian and the wicked, which the wicked goes into Malachi 1:4, tells you who the wicked are, is the so-called it's the Edomites, right? So you can equate these two people to be the same one, right? It says for he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. And this is exactly Esau's mindset. The so-called white man's mindset is, I've done all this, nobody said not a damn thing, and you can't say anything to me. He believes that because he's gotten away with all this, that the Lord is with him, that no matter what he does, it's done properly and it's good, and all that he's done was honorable. But really, everybody's pointing out all the wickedness that he's done. It says, verse 14, it says, and my hand had found as a nest the riches of the people. And this is exactly what Esau has done. Because he robbed everybody, now he has all the riches, and he thinks that he's done this by righteous labor. Now the scriptures tell you, as the substance is, so shall the restitution be. So everything that he has, he's going to vomit it back up. It says, and as one gathered eggs that are left, I have gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved the wing or opened the mouth or peeped. And this is exactly how Esau gets down, right? Now you read verse 15. It says, shall the axe boast itself against him that he would therewith, or shall the saw magnify himself against him that shaketh it, or as if the rod should shake itself against them that lift it up, or as if the staff should lift up itself as it wore no wood. You see, so this devil's been able to do this, and he thinks he's done it through his own might, right? No, the Lord set you up. And the Lord's about to put you down. It tells you that in Baruch, I believe that's the 4th chapter. It says, he that brought all these things upon you, O Israel, by him shall it be ended as well. Right? So we're coming to the time where the Lord's about to end all this BS, right? The Lord's about to give a righteous reward, and he's about to put down the wicked. This is Jeremiah 13. I got a meeting in a minute. That's why I'm trying to speed through this. Jeremiah 13 and 23, it says, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. Now, this is a question for the so-called white man, right? When you look at the sins of his youth, every one of his industries were all made up by slave labor, rape, robbery, and pillaging, unrighteous dealings, all of it, right? All of it. Everything that this devil has, he's got it by ill dealings. So can you look to this devil for any ounce of respect, any ounce of mercy? No, because he's accustomed to do evil. He was made on the earth to be evil. It's Isaiah 33. I'm going to end it on this. Isaiah 33:1. Isaiah 33:1, and it says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. And this, who spoiled all these nations, and he hadn't been spoiled? America has yet to get their cookies tucking like that, man. It says, woe to thou that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And this is the time we're coming in. All these nations are seeing that you have spoiled everybody. So what? They're waiting for that day where your reckoning is going to come. And it's coming soon. So Lord, when this is edifying, I'm going to say, call Allah Yahweh B'Shem El Shai B'Shem Karkadah Shalom.